That voice is talking to me in my head. It's okay. I'm not crazy. At least I think so. Down here, up here, to the left here, we have SCAstrea, the blue Protoss. He had a 3-1 lead on his opponent. He has lost the last 2 games. That has to have some impact on his psychological standing at this point. But can he break through it? Can he man mode it and take the series? I don't know. We will find out soon enough. His opponent, ROOTminigun, now back to color red. I guess he feels worthy of representing his home color now. It is ROOTminigun. Spawning as our red Protoss. Now, Minigun, he had 2 ridiculously quick wins back-to-back. Those first couple games actually lasted quite long. The one thing I have to say going into this match, Minigun likes harassment. He likes it a lot. He likes to be very aggressive, very active on the map. And via this huge area of dead space, huge, behind Astrea's base, and behind Minigun's own as well. I mean, he really has access to do whatever he pleases. You can even, once you have speed prisms, you can abuse this ledge here, and even escape it before your opponent has blink stalkers, which is key. Getting blink on this map, as long as it extends to 2 base and beyond, it's pretty important, but not as important as Colossi. Colossi count on this map is like all of the engagement areas, like almost every single one of them, wherever you can theoretically engage your opponent, it's going to be in a somewhat choked environment. And that just really, it aids the effect of splash damage dealing units, and the one we see most often in PvP being the Colossus. And Minigun's actually going double gas here. This is not the first time he's opened double gas. He did so on the Cloud Kingdom game as well, opting for a Blink build. Blink somewhat popular on this map, but not nearly as much so as Cloud Kingdom and Antigua Shipyard. Oh, and even saturating both gas to the fullest, initially. Huh. Alright. We'll see what he wants to do, as he does have a sneaky probe. I don't know. I don't know what this probe's doing. He has something on his mind. Alright, let's see. I'm really intrigued to see what he's going to place down. It might be Robotics Facility again. Just going for that Warp Prism. Although, based on the positioning of it, you really want that... you really want it as close to your opponent without the possibility of it being scattered as possible. So, could see a Stargate. That would be a twist. Welcome to the Ace match. Let's see. Astrea is still in his opponent's base. Like, Proxy Twilight Council DTs would be the other thing I could think of, but generally in PvP you don't see the TC being... Oh yeah, he is actually proxying the TC. Alright, so you don't see that as often, but I guess on a map where your opponent has easy access to your scouting information, if he does open Robo, this would be a really good call. Now, having said that, this could actually be Blink as well, but most likely we'll see a very similar build to that he opened game 1 up with. And the layout relatively similar too. I mean, you have Daybreak, you have Metropolis, both have a wide variety of bases. The distance between the 2 bases themselves are actually pretty long, even more so cross-position, obviously. But you do also have access to steady harass of your opponent via all that dead space that I was talking about earlier. And we have a Robotics Facility as well as 3 gates opening up for Astrea. So what is he doing? He's going to pay Minigun back for that Entomb Valley game. He's going for a 4-gate Warp Prism play. And this is almost like the best possible situation you can find yourself in. The Warp Prism will get to your opponent's base just as you have those Warp Gate cycles down and your DT Shrine completes. And with that, Astrea just has to think, hey, my opponent has absolutely no tech in his base. He's on 1, he's on 2 gates, and he's been mining gas this time. I'm just going to chrono boost out an Observer. There we go. Oh, and he's even going for an expansion here. Minigun needs to be careful. Oh, did he see a pylon? This is actually quite important. No, he did not. He did not see that forward pylon there. Although he did see the chrono boost on the Robotics Facility. Most likely the Warp Prism as well, so Minigun knows what's up at this point. 2 gates being thrown down immediately, but they will not be complete to deal with this pressure here from Astrea. And meanwhile, his DT Shrine, nowhere near completion. I mean, well, yeah, somewhat near completion. He has 10 seconds left on it, though. It takes so freaking long to build. And here comes the elevator up from Astrea. dropping in units, warping in 4 additional zealots here, and there's only 1 gate producing units this entire time for Minigun. He has 1 gate that can be dedicated to getting this DT out that he ever so needs if he has any hope at getting this game. And now SCAstrea sees it. He sees the Templar being warped in, so he can just chrono boost out an Observer. Especially after cleaning up all his opponent's force fields. Here comes the probe pull from Minigun. Getting a surround there. Unfortunately, though, the DT is not able to get in his say in the beginning. Oh, so many probes are going down. Really nice decision making by SCAstrea to target them. And now the Zealots are just going to work on the remainder of the units. But SCAstrea, you can just lift everything up, go back to his base, like it ain't no thing. And let's see. Yeah, he still has this proxy pylon down here, so despite the fact that he has to be constantly in defense of this Warp Prism, he can also warp in a couple units down there. It's not like he's limited to only warping in extra Y amount of units. Oh, nice decision making by SCAstrea going for the pylon block there. We should see another chrono boost. Yeah. Does he have a chrono boost available? No. So this Observer will actually take a fair amount of time. In which case... Oh, no, he has 2 sentries here. He can force field the ramp even before... Yeah. The second he spots those DTs, force fields go down. And the Observer is getting ever closer into his opponent's base here. Utilizing the Warp Prism for offensive warp in yet again. Oh, he's just going to elevator this up really nicely. Now his opponent has to choose whether to go for the high ground or the low ground, or even just elevatoring the units. Very nice micro here by SCAstrea. Meanwhile, the DTs are actually on their way home, realizing that they cannot get anything done at his opponent's mineral line, unfortunately. And yeah, that robotics facility was just the nail in the coffin for Minigun's strategy. And we see SCAstrea, despite losing the last 2 games, coming back to win it 4-3. And a really good series, actually. PvP, Wings of Liberty style. Won't see many of them. Especially now that pretty much everything I cast is ZV. But if you like my casting, if you liked seeing SCAstrea, he will most likely be playing in Zotac, and I'll be casting that in 2.5 hours. So, need to go get something to eat. In the meantime, I hope you guys enjoyed the series. Definitely big shout out to Team SCA, Team Root, for putting forth these awesome 2 players to pit against each other for us to watch. You can totally check them out. Root for Root on Twitter, at .SCA on Twitter, DOTSCA, and at root_minigun. I don't believe SCAstrea has a Twitter, though. Alright? So that's it. You can follow me at BadFatPanda if you like my casting. And, yeah.